Hey guys, I have returned and I have a new topic that I would like to discuss, and it is going to be things that I am good at. I believe that it's important for me to talk about this because throughout my life I have never truly acknowledged my abilities, whether they are popular or unique. um, I just I'm trying to be a more positive person, and I also know that I haven't been known to give myself the proper credit. So I just want to feel better about myself, and yeah. So I shall get started. I believe that I do an excellent job at cleaning. Yesterday, I felt a little better, or much better, from whatever stuff has been affecting me, and I cleaned the bathroom, and I was so proud of myself. Because you know how it eventually gathers like little moldy spots just form because water gets retained on some spots and all that. Well, I take pride in my job and I leave that bathtub and the walls and everything else squeaky clean. And I love it because I had a great example from my mother. She always had such a clean place, so I myself like to keep a clean place. Um, and same thing with like um, just anything in general. When I'm in the mood to do some cleaning, I do not disappoint. Um, Another thing I am certain that I am good at is shoot. I'm a hell of a driver. Let's just say it. Um, I have had to make quick decisions and I have saved myself countless times. Um, the two times I have been on an accident have not even been my fault. One of them was I was in my mom's vehicle and I was at a stoplight and I decide to look at my mirror and I see this vehicle just approaching super fast and I'm like, the light is still red, and even if it would have turned green right now, there's no way my rate of acceleration would help you like have extra ground to either slow down to where you are apart from me or just slow down and stop in general. So anyway, a few seconds after I caught that glance from the mirror, boom, and my first thought was, oh my god, my trunk has a huge dent. So this is a Toyota RAV4 2014. So I was thinking the back door, is gonna have like a huge dent. My tail light is hanging from the wires or from the cables and stuff like that. And my bumper is also going to be like detached and probably drag on the floor and all that. But it turns out that he got this one black bumper that has like a different texture from the rest of your car. And pretty much all he did was gave me his paint and scratched that bumper. And then the gentleman immediately pulled to the gas station that I pointed to. And he was like, I'm sorry, are you alright? I have a sick child, la da la da la. And I'm like, alright, honey, like, don't worry, everything is fine, I'm okay. But let's take a look at, the damage and all that. And then he said, I'm willing to pay for anything. And then I let him go. He gave me his phone number because I asked for it. I said, well, in the event that this turns out to not be alright, may I have your contact information and all that? And yeah, so we exchanged info and I never called him because honestly it was okay. And then the second time took place when I went to the laundry with my mother, and I had already picked a spot, but she decided that she didn't like the spot I had chosen. So she had me circle around the parking lot, and during that interim, someone starts to back up from their spot and they ran into me. Um, and then my mom was angry. She was like stepping out and all that, and I said, let me do the talking. Because all I had was like, that nervous feeling that you get in your chest when something bad happens. I also experienced that in the first accident. And then I said, it's no big deal. Don't worry. Let's examine what happened, but let's stay calm because understandably, this is her vehicle again. I know that she's annoyed and all that, but I like to communicate with people in an efficient way, especially if this is the first encounter I have with them. So, I implored my mother to let me take care of the situation. So the guy stepped out and immediately he was like, I'm sorry, this and that. And I'm like, all right. Yeah, this damage is considerable. It was like a dent on the where the gas tank lid is at, but on the opposite side. And I said, this is noticeable and considerable. And I'm afraid that, with stuff like erosion and all that, or like weathering, this may in the future generate some complications. So I will have to have the insurance step in this. So he was cool. He said, I'll pay for anything and all that. So yeah, I filed that claim and my vehicle was back to its origin. And I say it's my mom's vehicle, but legally it's also my vehicle because we co-signed it. And it's helping with my credit, but she's the primary driver, so that's why I say it's her vehicle. But so I also consider that's part of being a good driver because your instinct is to be angry because somebody else just messed up your day or night by, being negligent. But you also need to understand that stuff just happens, life happens, and thankfully the situation did not go any worse. So I think that having that mentality of keeping your cool is just as important as driving the vehicle itself. And so clearly I'm a good driver if the accidents that I've been involved in have not even been my fault. So, however, when I'm sad, I can't concentrate. So I tend to stick to routes that I frequent. But fortunately, that doesn't happen very often. But I have had to drive in moments when I wasn't mentally in the condition to. But if I didn't do it, who was going to do it? So I also think I can consider myself a good driver because despite the odds of, having bad days when I was like tearing down and all that, I still kept control and I still drove the vehicle to where I needed to get to. And that says a lot about you as a person. And, All right, let's move on. I am also really good at writing. I have written 15 journals, and I started toward the end of 2011, but I like to say that I started more in 2012 because that's when I truly started writing down dates. Since I didn't think that journaling was going to be such a big thing for me, I used to not write dates. I used to just write memories or quotes, things people said, but I regret not having documented properly the first dates. However, I stopped writing because it was giving me problems in my personal life, and then I was also getting in trouble with someone over it. Not because of the stuff I was saying, but the action itself. They believed that my incessant writing, like I would write all the time, but it was mostly about the stuff going on in my life, which wasn't always very positive. I guess they got frustrated over the fact that my mood did not seem to improve. And I was like, well, you know what? You might be right. So I'll just go ahead and make a final entry in which I'm letting go of everything. So now what I have decided to do is I have converted my journals into record keeping. And to be specific, I have a very ambitious project now, which is to write down every single significant email that I have sent and received. And yeah, that's gonna take me a while because my messages were endless and lengthy. But I feel like my email needs to be clean, and those emails possess contents that I just wish to let go of. So, what better way to do it than handwriting it and then putting it in a book and storing it and not coming across it unless I voluntarily say, hey, let me read this chapter and have this memory again. But at any rate, I feel like I took journaling now to a different direction, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm doing a video blog, which I never remotely considered. And this has helped me be more brave and more courageous and get to talking, because I had become very quiet and shy. And for the sake of maintaining peace with everybody, even if I was at a conflict, I wouldn't stand up for myself. And I have been emotionally abused, and that's something that wouldn't happen to me back in the day. But now I'm just trying to just be an overall more caring and loving and approachable person. And, you know, it takes quite a lot of courage, and I never thought I would have that. So the fact that I'm accomplishing that means a lot to me, and it helps me just grow as a person. And it helps me realize that I can accomplish far more than I'm allowing myself to. And I'm letting a lot of time go to where I'm not doing just things. And my life could be better. And I feel like I have earned for it to be better. So I want to work on being a better person to start off, and then take it from there. Also, while I'm saying stuff like challenges, challenging myself is something else that I have become good at. I used to be scared to speak up, confront whomever is just being injurious to me. And I'm just all about confronting someone now. Like, I understand that I have the maturity and the elements to put up a good discussion. So I have come across people who, for some reason, it's hard to talk to them without them getting defensive. And I'm like, why are you trying to defend yourself when I'm not attacking you? I'm just trying to, we are at a disagreement, or we are just not on the same page right now, and I'm trying to get us to be on that page. Why are you getting annoyed? Why are you getting angry? And, so I'm trying to learn how to deal with defensive people in a way that doesn't impact me for long term. Because I have a tendency of, like, anything traumatic that happens, I just can't let it go. And now I'm trying to build up the courage to where I can accept that even though I have the most innocent and cleanest of intentions, stuff will always not go my way. And I'm just trying to get to that stage where I'm comfortable about speaking up immediately, and not on another day when I might be having a good day and the person may also be having a great day of their own, and then I'm bringing up something that's old because I'm not satisfied with the conclusion we arrived at on that particular day. And that's part of my anxiety. I'm trying to just let that go. And I'm doing super well at it. And, just always face everybody, people. Do not allow yourself to be abused or in any type of way, because it's horrible. And nobody deserves that, especially if you have dedicated to being as nice of a human being as you can. And all you want is for this person to also feel good about themselves. I'm like that with everybody. But, I have tolerated things that I wish I wouldn't have. And now I feel like by discussing it here, I can let go of it forever. And I hope that I never have to go back to this chapter. And if I do end up in this chapter, I will know how to get myself out of it. So yeah, never keep a pain. Never hurt quietly. Whoever's responsible, let them know and confront them. Also, while we are on a darker note, being friendly and nice and kind and caring, even on the days when I absolutely do not feel like it, that it's an art that I believe I dominate. Because trust me, there have been days that have been continuous, and I'm like, how can I be nice today? Because I do not feel like putting up with many things today, and it just happens. I'm able to maintain a smile and a friendly tone and all that, and I feel like it really takes someone with a lot of maturity to accomplish that. And I have convinced myself that I am at that stage, and it has been quite a haul to accomplish it. But I'm there, and I am so happy that I'm there, and not only that, but at such a young age. And yes, I think I am really off to a good start. Also, let's be on a little lighter note, decorating. My room does not exactly represent my decorations because this is really random collections that I have done over the years of stuff that appealed to me. Like I got stuff about Mario, Metal Gear, Dragon Ball Z, X-Men, all that. And they're just some of my favorite stuff to watch or play and all that. But normally I do better about decorating things or places. So if you see my notebooks, I give them all a brand new cover. And yeah, it looks, of course, a whole lot better than the original. So if you ever need ideas on how to color something or what kind of decoration to do, consult me because I am super good at it. And well, guys, I will conclude this at this moment. I have a wee bit left that I would like to discuss, but I had to step aside for a moment. So thanks for watching this segment, and I will see you guys super soon.